All right, hi guys, how you doing? My name is Gabriel, and I came back to Thailand about 9 months ago after being in the United States for about 6 years. Before that, I had spent over 20 years in Thailand, and my entire goal when I went back to the United States was simply to come back to Thailand because I'm married, and I love my wife very much, and isn't that what life is all about? Spending your time with your family in loving and peace and happiness and stuff like that. So that's all that mattered to me personally, you know. Um, Although I found out very quickly when I came back to the United States, it was very tough for somebody to come back and try and make a living, especially if you don't have any friends or hookups or family. All of mine from New York, but practically all died. Most of my friends had been 20 or more years older than me. So when I came back, I was 50. So I was on my own and I had to hit the ground running, and I had to hit the ground running fast. Fortunately for me, I did in my earlier formative years, I was worked sort of like what you would call like a hustler on the street. But I didn't sell drugs or anything like that. But I played games for games like backgammon and chess for a living. Sometimes I'd play poker for a losing, and basically these kinds of things. And then I would go out to the bars, hang out, meet a lot of people, brush shoulders with you know fame a million times and stuff like that, and incredible stories and stuff like things that you. Well, at least I don't believe them. I mean, but because I think the stories are absolutely incredible. But one thing I did vow when I was around 18 years old or so, or maybe even a little bit younger, I said, my life, there's no way I'm going to live my life for money. I'm going to live my life for experience. And I've done that, but unfortunately, I was wrong about the money part, because you can live your life for experiences all you want, but if you live it without money, the, from my recollection or from my observations, the only experiences you're going to have are being standing or sitting on a street corner with a cup or a hat, and it's not very exciting. So I had to make money, and I had to use my talents and skills to make money, and that's what I did. And I did that for a long time, and I was one of the first, maybe if the first digital nomad to make money playing games for a living online in Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Japan. So that all started out in 1997, and it's been a wild ride. But with a little bit of a heavy heart, I have to admit that I'm 55 years old now, and I when I did go back this last time, I found out I did have the appropriate amount of work credits you need to receive uh, Social Security when you reach the age of 62. I think there are certain requirements. If you're 62, you can get X amount, and if you wait until you're 65, you get X amount. But as the day that I'm eligible, I'm going to take it, because I know one thing, and I think everybody know, and I know everybody knows it, but they don't think about it, and that is tomorrow is never guaranteed. And if you have just enough money to do what you want to do things, you're not going to conquer the world, or build a castle and have a harem or anything like that. I think it's okay to say that just enough money is just fine when you can afford a nice cooked meal, a warm house, a loving wife and family, and be an asset to your community. I don't know. But I do get to go on these adventures, and I'm going on this adventure again. Probably leaving in about 2 weeks, and I will land. And I have an old friend who I've known for over 40 years, who's not in a good way. He's a bit older than I am, about 20 years older than I am. And so he is one of my last contacts. I have two last contacts from those times that I speak fairly regularly to. There is one other guy that I've known for that amount of time, and he's about the same age as me, but he's all busy with his life. But anyway, with all that said, if the plan goes according to plan, I'll be getting on the plane, and I will be landing in Newark Airport, whereupon I have an acquaintance who has arranged to pick me up and take me to the apartment where my old friend lives. He's not there at the moment. He's in rehab, so I can get the place nice and cleaned up for him and for myself and use it as a home base to embark on this next little chapter of life. I mean, chapters of life, you can make them, make your chapters of life, and if you feel like it. I know there are some people who live their entire lives in 1 mile diameter of their existence, and they're perfectly happy. Family is so important, for all the adventures I've had in life, and I'm not going to get into them now, but they've been pretty crazy. I would say, without a doubt, that family and faith, whatever your faith may be, to have faith is the most important thing that you can have. And that will drive you, it will catapult you into doing things in your life and give you a greater chance of success. There's no guarantees of success. But if you have faith and family, and you're doing these things, for these reasons, your chances of survival and success are greatly multiplied. I did not learn that lesson until very late in life. But I'm here to tell you, as a 55-year-old man who's lived most of his life around the world, all different kinds of cultures and everything like that, and I'm just a citizen of Earth, and the only advice I can think of at the moment is just faith and family. God bless you all, and thank you very much for listening to this video. Hopefully, I'll be able to make more videos of more substance and more interesting topics, but this is my official farewell video from Thailand, as just to wrap it up and everything like that. I might make a couple of videos on the way out with my wife or whatever, and dogs and cats and tortoises and snakes and birds and all the wonderful animals we've been able to rescue and give a good life to, thanks to whatever powers that be that provide the ability to do that. Anyway, God bless you all, and whatever, see you in the next one. Love you all, and the only message I can give you is every single one of you are out there. You are loved. Don't ever forget that people love you.